is a Maquette, and Hans is Ventru. So even if
Ah.
Hans does look like kind of a shady lawyer, because that's what your character looks like, he still comes off, especially to other vampires, as quite aristocratic. Very, very much.
Landing.
Yeah, yeah. So there's you can't really get much more of a contrast between the almost invisible maquette, even if you can see a maquette, they're kind of not there,
Hmm.
and the Ventru, who are very definitely present for sure. So there's this real difference there. So cool. Excellent. So the two of you are going to go and get to Solvay at that first hospital. Schopenhamen is not and midnight in Schopenhamen at this time of year. It is still a pretty active city, right? There's a lot going on. Everybody's around. If you're in some sleepy little part of it, that's one thing, but a lot of that city is not sleepy. So Tivoli, of course, is making all the usual noise and light. And oh, that reminds me of the sandwich place next to Tivoli. Okay, never mind. It would be really good. So then we have, but vampires don't care about that. Smorgos is finished. So we now have the two of you traveling, perhaps, to go and meet Solveig.
Yeah.
At this time, Ejdesh, you probably get around to wondering about. Oh, you have knocked. Sorry, there you go, knocking on the door. So Ansa, you're probably wondering, what is he up to? He's probably off painting something somewhere and wasting time.
Probably
Yes.
the smell of like spray paint.
Oh
on
yeah,
me
yeah, exactly.
when I enter, and corpse paint, but
Right.
that doesn't smell.
hmm
So, but I mean, you look like I painted myself, or how do you?
That's
You're Nosferatu.
she is
I-
Nosferatu. Even if she
So,
doesn't
but-
look too bad technically, she still looks like a dead rat or something equally repulsive. Just the way she looks,
Yeah, but I've been around for a long time, and I don't care.
Right?
So what's up, dog? So
What's
I have
up?
a
Did you get my
wonderful-
email?
email. Let me see, and I just left my phone at home. Sorry. So I kind of walked up to you instead, and those phones, they disturb me in my artistic. Yeah, the energies are wrong, I think. But you can tell me now.
And they give you
Well,
brain
it
cancer.
must be. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Vampire cancer,
Right.
the worst kind. So I guess that everything is good because I've had a fantastic evening.
I'm taking that this kind of like, oh wait, I forgot my phone, or like whatever, it's like messing up with the energies. I'm assuming it's like normal
For
thing
him,
in a way,
yeah,
like not
yeah.
the first thing.
Mhm.
So I'm not picking too much on that, except for like, like in my mind, maybe like, okay, well, again, this. And
Mhm.
then, well, I mean, I had the more advanced phone, like I said, so it's like on your face, like the article basically, which you didn't read because you were
It's really
doing
quick, and I'm and you probably can see that I went from a happy corpse paint to sad corpse paint, and this really, so, oh, like bummer. This is not. We must act. Do you have kind of? What do we do? Like we have to like go now. Did you have a car? I don't have a car.
Yes, I have a car. I have exactly the same kind of car as everyone else in the neighborhood.
Oh, a Volvo. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is, I don't know. But if it is that, then so be
Yeah.
it.
It must be a Volvo. It's probably a rented leased car, a Volvo of not this year's model, but
Right. I
like
was going
2
to say
years.
on this street, it's
Yeah.
just one step behind the, the
Yeah,
car.
I will after this. I will check what kind of Volvo models was like the thing in 2011, and it
We
was
are
not
just
the
going to have
biggest-
this photo
I don't
log,
know.
this picture
know
log
what
of
it is.
2011. That's great. I like that.
You have an XE70, I think. That's like the
Let's
so you can go
do
out.
just a little bit of discussion between the two of you about what on earth could you possibly do to revise the experiment, as we say in science, on the napkin, right?
Yeah.
You have to, most of the
We have
best
to
science is
improvise.
written on napkins, as
Okay.
people are arguing.
And
So
I would
it's like
I
that.
would say that this conversation is I'm not driving. You're driving. And I'm in the front seat, but I'm so big, so like, not even in a, like a car as big as a Volvo. I will have to take the front seat and like move back the seat. So
Right.
So first of all, we have to find the body. It would be nice if we found who did this, because this is most certainly a sabotage. Secondly, it would be really nice if we could, like, magically, with the occult powers of whatever, turning back to a living thing again.
Well, that would be
Secondly,
something that's
And
sort
the,
of
and the second,
chapter 2 in the to-do list of the Ordo Dracul, right?
yeah,
So-
exactly. So I know that. So I kind of,
Mhm.
and the second best is to turn. But do we actually know why this mortal is so important? I'm not questioning it, but I'm like, why?
It's time for the two of you to dig a little deeper into this basics of this so that you can arrive at a solution. And
Yeah.
so that's why I want to double check something to see if there's any kind of a helping role or a two or any kind of method for that. It may be that, okay, I know how to do it. This is what they call an extended action. So I assume that we are going to rate it by the different districts of the city that you have to get through, right? So each little bit of driving until you get there is going to be a little time unit, and you need a certain number of successes, but both of you can roll to accumulate the successes. But if you don't get enough successes in 3 rolls, then you fail. So, and I know the number of successes right here. So then don't forget, you need, if you want to augment with willpower, you can. Willpower is 1 point for 3 dice. It's pretty good.
So what are we actually doing?
Well, let's take a look at your character's skills that are relevant. Certainly occult, certainly investigation, to try to think about, like, how was this set up? What did Solveig want? What did I contribute? What was I told? Science, absolutely. So it's occult and science. And then this may seem a little bit strange, but expression might be possible. because you have been working with this for a while and you think in those terms. So in both cases, though, this is kind of funny. It's not intelligence, it's wits. Because you are having to think in an agile way. You are having to be clever, not smart.
Okay.
So because you are trying to come up with a practical solution, right? Not just an understanding. You are trying to, that's your priority, is to how do we get out of this, right? How do we dig ourselves out of this hole? So that is wits.
So you've mentioned a lot of things. Do we like just add up all the things?
No, you pick the one, pick the best. Pick the best skill for you.
Okay, well, I'm going with.
Hold on, Hannah. Let Hannah go. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take occult because it's the best out of those, but I'm not like entirely sure. I have this the specialty in the coils of the dragon, so I don't know if they are relevant in this.
It is absolutely. This is very much a draconic thing,
so then
and it's all about the sunlight, right? And you are you are in the ascendant circle. So, okay, that's perfect. So go ahead and roll.
One adding.
Mm-hmm. Oh, do you want willpower? Spend willpower. 3 dice.
Didn't we have like 3 tries?
Yes, but come on. You want, what you're trying to do is get successes, right? Not just a success on the single roll. We are counting successes.
It was 3 dice, so then I have 10.
Uh-huh.
And I will remove like this one. Like that one willpower is used.
So this is a very intense discussion. They're probably arguing.
Yeah, we're arguing. And during this conversation, I would bring up a brand new, like latest model HTC Android phone.
Yeah.
So I didn't. Yeah. I didn't forget it, and here it is. In my
it's
pocket.
Awesome, right?
And it's awesome. I don't know how to use it, but I'm trying.
That's right. Yeah. So Henna, how do we do?
I'm sorry, I have like 3 tens, so I need 1 additional die. But I'm doing like really well at the moment, so just wait a second.
Mm-hmm. And Ola, why don't you go ahead and roll something, wits plus expression, perhaps?
Wits expression.
But this is not with your specialty, because this is not graffiti. So.
No, this is not street art. This is more the expression that he has.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to analyzing his expression.
Do you want to use willpower?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
I don't need it, but I will.
It's more fun.
I will have like.
This is a resource-based game. We need to spend resources, or it's no fun.
And so I unchecked. How much was willpower? That is. I think it's unchecked. Okay, let's roll. Wow. Let's pick out the 10s here. Yes. So now I re-roll. Do I keep the 10s?
Yes, you keep the 10s as successes and you re-roll them. Or you roll the dice again. It's not a re-roll in that sense.
You roll an additional dice.
Exactly. You roll another dice.
So I have a huge amount of success also.
Okay.
I would say, but this is not. It might look as a kind of quarrel and that we're arguing, but we are probably helping each other with this.
Oh, exactly. This is very much a helping thing. It's just, given the 2 personalities, there's no way it's going to be a peaceful discussion. So let's clarify. For a feeding scene for Nathan, we're going to get a beat. Well, actually, no, that doesn't count. You did get a beat last time for risking detachment, using the dramatic failure option, initiating blood sympathy, using willpower. Oh, using willpower. So the 2 of you each get a beat for both Ejdesh and Ansa. And good.
So, or is it in the middle of the night now? Is it like?
Yes, it's getting quite close to midnight. quite
So
close to the meeting.
this
Quite close to
car
where you need to
driving
be.
around you can hear two arguing vampires inside a car.
Yeah,
and people
exactly.
outside. They're like,
Exactly.
You can almost hear it like.
Exactly. So each of you get a
1, 2,
beat,
3, 4,
and
5.
also all 4 of you get a beat for ending a session last time. I forgot about that.
Oh.
So everybody has a beat, and Odin has 1. Everyone else has 2. Yeah. Do something beat-ish, and
Yeah.
Why
You-
2? What did I
But
do?
we
this
haven't.
time?
no, you have 2. You have 1
Yeah.
because you ended the session, and 1 because you risked detachment last time.
Ah, okay.
Right.
Okay.
So, therefore,
9 successes.
ooh,
Oh, damn. I just have 7.
well, I'm going to have to.
2 tens.
You needed 10, and so it's remarkably effective discussion that you have. So you settle upon the facts that if you can get this body filled up with vitae, and you know that you will need 7 for him to rise immediately. Okay, otherwise you have to wait a day for and per missing about from 7. So anyway, you need 7 at least, and it has to be since from Solveig, because that's the vampire who bit him. It needs to be that vampire.
So, and from our point of view, just like common vampire knowledge, is that something that you walk up to Solveig and say, "Hey, Solveig, can you give us 7
Well,
blood?"
he is kind of in charge of. He's involved in this experiment. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's completely in charge. You guys are all contributors, but he's the one who has initiated this and did all the power plays to get all these bodies and patients and things all arranged in the city. He's the one who made it possible for all the logistics. So it's not completely unreasonable, and he is supposed to be in Helsingborg when you get there anyway.
That will make him very weak, right?
Oh, very. Yes.
We
Unless
have
of
some
course,
kind of
unless of
bonus.
course all of you give him some of yours. I mean, that would only be nice. We will see. So,
Yeah. Okay.
so that's that.
but
So
that's-
that will you have managed to revise the experiment so that it might work anyway with this. Now, of course, that means that you will be dealing with a kindred, and that kindred may object to being used but like this, but he will be a neonate, and perhaps will be easy to manipulate or restrain. So that is happening, and the last thing to talk about tonight is for Nora and Hans are going to meet Solveig at this hospital. Or actually, is it at the hospital? It is not at the hospital. It is at Solveig's place where he does his experiments and has his lair, which is actually a number of rooms and the lowest level of a very fancy restaurant. If you can think about these sort of multi-room, multi-floor, really, really nice restaurants with kitchens like, laboratories, right? These dressing rooms for the staff and stuff like that. If you think about a place like that, nobody really knows how many rooms and corridors and things like that are in there. So he has a whole section that is, perhaps where, who knows where the leftover meat may end up after all. So that's where you would be going.
Do you know the restaurant Soma?
Have I just described it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say It's
Perfect.
like if you want to have a table there, it's a queue time for 2 years
Yeah,
until you
yeah,
get the table.
perfect. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in that case, I will just cut to the final bits when you know the private entrance. It's very easy. You don't have to go through the restaurant. You can go to an area, a nearby building that nobody thinks of as being attached to the restaurant, but of course it is if you know the right way to go. So, of going there, and you will have a very unpleasant surprise waiting for you